Nyambura Kagwe, and I'm the founder and the managing director of Kaishi Poly Industries. This is the day that I've been looking forward to for the last 3 months to share with you my story. Steven, do you recycle plastics in your home? And do you think you're doing enough? We have a problem, and I think we need a solution fast. Meet Alexandra. Isn't she lovely? She is my daughter. She's a bubbly, energetic young lady, but 1 year ago, this was far from the truth. She got infected with malaria and was fighting for her life in the hospital. Living in Kagwe over the last 1 year has really been an eye-opener to me, to the challenges and the waste, how waste is disposed. And in this period, at least 10 other kids have been infected with malaria and diarrhea, with unfortunately one of them succumbing. And it got me thinking about this problem because it's the same across all the informal settlements, Dandora, Mathare, and Kibera. Having this in mind, and the housing problem in all the informal settlements, I decided to combine the two. Okay. We all know that plastic is bad. It takes years to decay. It seeps into the earth, it's consumed by animals on land and in the sea, causing their death. Yeah, plastic is bad news, especially single-use plastic. If you think about how briefly you use a plastic object, maybe a plastic straw, a plastic cup, and a plastic carrier bag, compared to how long it takes to decay and the damage that it causes along the way, it's really not worth it. But at the end of the day, we still use it. With this, having this in mind, first of all, did you know that there are 300 metric tons of plastic waste daily in Kenya? And out of these, 90 tons are in Nairobi alone. Having this in mind, we approached the community to find how they solve, first of all, their needs, what they want to see. And one resident of Kibera by the name of Pamela Akinyi had this to say: we just want a clean environment and to see this waste plastic managed in a good way. We also approached a contractor, Bernard Cross, and his opinion was that the cost of construction materials is going so up, yet the demand for low-cost housing is also going up. So they're open to alternative construction materials which are made from recycled plastic. So as Kaishi, how are we changing this narrative? We are recycling this plastic waste into construction materials, which include fencing posts, paving blocks, roofing tiles, and signage posts. Our process involves the injection molding method, where this plastic is shredded into flakes of 1 centimeter in size. These flakes are then dried and rinsed, and they are passed to the extruder, where they're heated to a melting point. And in here, we add the sand, the gravel, and the coconut husks. Then pass this mixture onto the molder, and eventually we make either the fencing pole, the roofing tile, depending with the specifications. These poles do not rot, they are not susceptible to mold, and they last up to 200 years. Our pricing model is based on value and the cost analysis of the market. As you can see, the prices in the market are very competitive. Let me tell you about the market. The real estate industry is set to grow by 9.9% over the next 1 year. And there's also the implementation of the Big Four agenda, which is focusing on affordable housing costs. And with this in mind, the demand of alternative construction materials is set to go up, with the target being 300,000 units by the year 2020. There are also renewed efforts to conserve our forests, and this means that there will be no wood. That means more people will be looking to alternative methods of fencing. Our main competitors currently are Regeneration Africa Limited, who are based in Malindi, and EcoPost Kenya, who are based in Nairobi. But as Kaishi Poly, what makes us unique? What gives us that edge? We are mainly focused on excellent customer service, our pricing model, and our reliability. We are also uniquely positioned as being close to the raw materials, Dandora, Kawangware, And also, we have an in-depth knowledge of the construction and the plastic industry. Our management team is comprised of myself as the managing director. I'm very passionate about environmental conservation and being the change that I want to see. We also have Charles Mwangi, who's the machine operator and the supervisor with 10 years experience in the plastic industry. We also have Moses Kagwe, who's the quantity surveyor and has in-depth knowledge of the construction industry and the market. Let me tell you about our traction currently. Currently, we've been able to acquire a shredding machine, a workshop, and we've been able to generate 250,000 shillings in revenue over the last 4 months, only from the sale of shredded plastic. But by the first quarter of the year 2020, we plan to employ 5 more people, permanent employees, and also generate 1 million in revenue, and thereafter, a steady increase of 40% in revenue over the next 3 years. We're also looking to go into partnerships with the Kenya Wildlife Service and the Architecture Society of Kenya. Our ask is for 5 million shillings, partnerships and networks to scale up our operations to be able to penetrate the larger market. These funds will go into our operations, acquiring a bigger workshop, acquiring more machines, and also creating prototypes for our products. And to our wildlife, this is not just a piece of wood. This is their home. And we're not asking you to make an investment on plastic recycling, but an investment on the sustainable future of Kenya. And as a millennial, we have inherited a society and an environment that is unsustainable. But it's time that we change this narrative. Thank you.
I'm looking at your team and I'm just wondering, the bit of chemical analysis, I know there's so much that goes into production of the sort of item that you're producing. Yeah. How are you going to solve that?
First of all, I think maybe you can just first go to that slide. As I explained, we're using the injection molding technology. And once the plastic is shredded, at this point there's no chemical reaction, but once it goes to the exhauster, we make sure that it doesn't get to the melting point. First, maybe I may also tell you about the kinds of plastic that we're using. There's PET, there's PP, there's PVC, and the melting point of PET is 250 degrees Celsius. So to avoid air pollution, we make sure that we don't get to the melting point of that plastic.
But I think she's still asking, are you going to add an aggregate like sand or something to make it solid?
Yes,
what technology?
Yes. I think I mentioned that. Maybe I'll just repeat again for you. Once the plastic comes out of the shredder, it passes by the extruder, and at this point, after melting it, at this point, this is where we add the gravel, sand, and maybe coconut husks. Yeah.
Okay.